How's that? There we go. Now my mic's working. Good, good, good. Top down camera. Here we go. How's that mix there, Canuck? Music probably seems a little bit loud, right? We'll go like that. What's the drop? Well, we'll see what the drop is. All right. Got this little squatty chair here. Sound is fine. Awesome. That's good news. Oh, I'm gonna do this. I do want to be able to see chat a bit easier, so I'm gonna fire this up so I can see what's going on. Oh, and I gotta do this other thing too. There we go. Put that out in the world. I'm not borrowing my son's chair. No, I am borrowing a ottoman. It's an ottoman, randomly enough. Whew. This has been a minute. I think I remember how to do this. Remember how to paint? I'm gonna see if I remember how to paint. I think I remember. I kind of feel like I'm really quiet. Am I really quiet? Because the mic is all the way over there, so I don't know how I sound. But maybe I'll, it'll be good enough, I guess. Find the white paint first. Okay, I got white paint first. Actually, I'm going black paint first. I'm going black paint first. So, let's go. It has been a while, but I'm pretty sure I understand what I'm doing with this picture. I started this the other day. Now it's time to throw some paint on it. We're gonna go a little bit aggressive with it. Gonna get in there. Cadmium yellow, you got it, man. You're naming colors. These are real things that you're naming. And I appreciate your interest in the various hues and colors that I have used in the past and I will continue to use. I'll probably hit some cadmium tonight. You never know. You never know. I do appreciate you pushing me to stream tonight, Canuck, so thank you. I don't know if there's anybody here hearing you or hearing me tell you this, but it doesn't matter. I appreciate it. I'm gonna go a bit aggressive with this black right here. Just really throw some paint down tonight. I want to get some paint on this thing. That's the most important thing tonight. It's just paint. Oh, goodness gracious. So this painting is it's a whole bunch of time all smooshed together. That's what this painting's all about right here. As we listen to the sweet, sweet stream beats, Mr. Harris Heller giving us the DMCA free music. Smooth. Oh, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. So the lighting I got here is it's okay. I'm actually pretty happy with the way this is set up. It's pretty good. My back is gonna get sore as I'm scrunching over. Senpai, that's right. Senpai. Stream doctor himself. Stream beats. That's what this music is. Senpai Records. I know that you love that so much. That you love that it's called Senpai Records. Oh yes. Let's just lay this bad boy out. Lay it all out. Then I can go back in, cut it apart with different colors. You know how I work. You know how I work. This one's gonna be quite an aggressive start, which I'm also down with right here. Oh, This is not my cabinet. I should not get paint on this cabinet. Oh, Edge. Thank you for the haircut. I know it was it was an important announcement which I didn't make today that I cut my hair. But thank you. I appreciate that, Edge. How you doing? Excite. Trend chaser. No. There's nothing to guess. I mean, you can guess whatever you want. If you think it is something, you can let me know. But I can assure you that this is non-representational, my friend. I guess you've never seen me paint, Trend Chaser, so welcome aboard, man. This is how I start my paintings. They start out a bit like this, kind of sketchy with the pencil. Then I start to go over them, sometimes with black, sometimes with other colors. I'll get to the other colors in a second. I just wanted to lay this one out with black. But the end result is always different. Some of the things get kept, some of them get taken away. It's all about a process of addition and subtraction. So I add to the painting, I remove from it, I build up, I tear down. It's all about like the process. It's all about the process. And then, I mean, the end result, you know, it can end up being something like this, right? Like there's black underneath there, there's black underneath there. So this is a finished painting that I just finished recently. It's a magic eye. Yeah, right. Thanks for that, Canuck. But then, like, sometimes it can end up looking like this one, right? Where it's a lot more chunked out, a lot more cut away. But then the detail in there gets pretty cool, like all the colors and the different things that come out. That's what it really comes down to. It's all, so I said, it's like layer upon layer, and there's like some stuff in there. Because there's side profile if you squint too hard. Love it. I love it. This is gonna be a fun game. I can tell. But thanks for hanging out, folks. I love it. So now we're gonna start going in with some color. I'm gonna just dive right in with the red. There's gonna be cool areas. There's gonna be warm areas. This area up here, I'm gonna start off warm colors. So the reds and yellows and oranges, whatever else I mix up. And then down here is going to be cool colors, and we're going to see what I keep and what I remove, and away we go. So because the excuse me, because the black is oh, I should have brought some water with me. Because the black isn't necessarily dry, I'm going to pull some of that up, which is nice. So you can see that already it starts to add some more texture and some depth. Even though I'm just like literally, this is all underpainting. None of this counts. It's all just like I'm just throwing paint down. It's all gonna get covered up at some point. But this sets the tone for what comes next. All underpainting. My pal Sammy, what up, my friend? Holy cow, everybody. Give it up for my pal Sammy. Sammy, poet extraordinaire, writer, the pulse of the NBA. This kid knows everything and gives grief to whoever needs grief, who claims to be the best ever. This guy keeps them all straight. Sammy, how are you doing, brother? Thank you so much for dropping in, man. Trust the process. That's it. You gotta trust the process. That's what it's about. That is what it's about. Not if you're the Sixers, that's fine. Or Doc. Yeesh, it's gonna be gross. It's not gonna be good. Why did you put drops, Canuck? Oh, thanks, Canuck, though. Thanks for dropping in, man. You know it. trust the process. Yikes. Let's grab a more different. Oh, we're gonna go with yellow here, just in Canuck's honor, right before he takes off. We've got cadmium yellow, which is Canuck's favorite color. Oh, wow. Good thing I'm not as good as my tools. Blargo! What up, buddy? Eggy! Hey, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes. I figured I owed you guys, you know, I owed it to myself. I owed it to my friends. It's been a while. I know it's been a while. So I was telling this to Canuck today, actually. It's a really weird thing because I paint to feel good. Like it's something that's massively important for me and my like mental health and how I'm feeling and doing with in the world. But I can only do it if I'm feeling okay and if I'm like I don't want it to be I don't like painting when I'm not feeling good, like when I'm having a rough time. And it's been a really rough time recently. So uh so it's been really tough to get myself motivated and get myself into my art, even though I know that the moment that I do exactly what I'm doing right now, I feel so good. Like right now, right this exact moment, I feel so good. So good. Oh, and the styling cut. Thank you. I've told this joke many times, but I'll tell it again. My barber is talks too much. He's a bit of a blowhard, but he's cheap. He's not a good barber, but he's cheap. And he tries real hard. And it's me. I've been cutting my own hair for the pandemic, and I figured I'd just keep at it for a little bit. But thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, so it's this weird like contradiction where I want to feel good when I paint, but I need to paint to feel good. So I just gotta kind of get over that a little bit. Just dropping the paint down on this, you see it's a big mess. Like this is all messy up here, right? But that's okay. This is the kind of energy I'm throwing down on this. Thank you so much, Eggy. Thank you. It's yeah, you know it. It is tough. It has been a very tough year. I hear you. You know, there's so many reasons why this has been tough for so many different people, and I gotta say I thank you, Eggy, and the whole crew for making it better. I can honestly say that you guys and you being around and on stream and stuff have made my year better. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate you guys like crazy. So thank you. Thank you. Not as good as my haircut. Thank you, Sammy. My goodness. Um yeah. I'm sitting on a like a footstool right now, leaning over this weird contraption I've got set up, but my goodness, I'm loving this. Oh, thank you so much, Eggy. We Canadians love you too. I mean, I can't speak for all of Canada, but you know, they'd be fools not to. Fools, absolute fools not to love you. All right, so like I said, we got the warm up here, cold, cool colors down here. A little bit of color theory, your blues, your greens. These are the cool colors. Your reds, oranges, yellows, warm colors. Obviously, you know, there's a reason why we attribute warm with fire and that kind of stuff, and that works with color theory as well. So throwing the colors down here, that just separates the tones, sets us up for as I continue to build up the layers upon layers upon layers, which I don't know if I'm famous for, but that's what I love to do. Andre, welcome. Edge is Canadian. Eggy, Andre, look at this. Look at this, my friend. I threatened it. And here we are. Here we are. We're painting, my friend. We're painting. Thanks for dropping in, man. Liquitex acrylics. Some of them are. This is golden. Do I have any Liquitex? No new art. I don't think I hold. Do I have any Liquitex? I think somewhere I have some Liquitex. I love that you're dropping paint names on people, Canuck. Very good. You've been around me long enough to know different paint names. Appreciate that. Um, yeah, there's the moose. Edge is Canadian. Can't take that away from him. So this picture here, I've got a plan on what it's gonna be, on how it's gonna be at the end, but you know, for those new, it doesn't always end up like that. It doesn't how I plan it to be doesn't always happen. It doesn't we don't always follow the plan. Which is, you know, not to get too philosophical, but that's how life is, right? That's how my paintings are. My paintings are trying to make them a bit of a reflection of what's going on in my life. They're a little bit like, you know, self-portraits in some ways. What's going on in my head, in my emotional state, all that kind of fun stuff. So you can read into them what you want, but hey, at the same time, if you see something, if you're like, oh, that's a this, then there we go. That's what it is for you, and that's cool. The paintings are a relationship between the viewer and the picture. And once I'm done with it, I have very little to do with it. I put it out there, and then it's everybody else's, whose ever eyes get to behold it. That's who owns that painting at the time. It's heavy stuff. It's heavy stuff. There is. Yeah, that's right. Dr. Hoser is one of my biggest patrons. I love the Hoser family, obviously. I hope they look good in her new space, man. That's fantastic. Do you have? No, I do not. Okay, so I do not have synesthesia. So for those who don't know, synesthesia is, for those who don't have it, we think I honestly, it's like a superpower. It's where your senses are kind of crossed, so you can like taste colors and like, again, this, I'm not doing this justice at all, and I apologize if someone has synesthesia and is offended by this, but it's like where you attach colors and taste to things like letters, and your kind of senses are all kind of crossed. It's incredible. So a really good friend of mine, she is, and so like my name, if she was, my name was a certain set of colors and it had a taste to it, and certain songs like just affect her senses in different ways, and it's so cool. um I do have a thing where, and it's not a part of synesthesia, it's something completely different though. I forget what it's called though. But when I listen to music a lot, I do get goosebumps quite often when I listen to music. And this has nothing to do with anything because this happens to everybody. But I do tend to get quite emotional with art. I guess art in any kind of fashion. I do get quite emotional with art. I gotta let this dry a bit, which means we're gonna get started on a second one. So let me just peel this back. Ooh, I need here's my knife. There we go. Always have your tools at the ready, friends. Intertwined. Thank you. Thank you, Andre. Yes. The senses get intertwined. That is exactly it. So this block of paper here, it's kind of glued together on the sides. I take a little knife to it and pop it up. Then we're ready for number 2. So this, see, it's just wet, right? Easy. Underpainting, nice and wet. We're gonna throw that somewhere that I don't cause damage to this place, which is not my house. Aha, here we go. Okay. Let's get started on number 2 here, hey? Oh, look at that. I'm not precious about the paper and the underpainting, right? You see it's got a little bit dirty. Oh, only about 20% of folks do that? Yeah, it's called something with an S. I forget what it's called. Like SWIP or something like that. If only someone could Google that. If only there was somebody in chat who was almost like a human Google. You can house it for you while it dries. Well, it's not even close to being done. There's like 30 more layers. Look at us. Look at us. See, this is it, right? Yeah, it's got to be stronger. I thought it was extremely common too. Frisian. Thank you. Thank you. What did I say? S? Swiss or something? Yeah, not even close. Thank you, Andre. Yes. It's crazy. My kids keep trying to get it. They keep saying, "Dad, is this goosebumps? Did I get goosebumps?" Like, dudes, I don't know. I can't tell you if you have goosebumps or not. So, I've got this one planned out as well. In my brains, I got it planned out. Yeah, Frisian. That's cool. Thank you for that. So, throw down the pencil marks, but it's going to end up not being this, right? Like, I've already made that very clear, right? But we're going to let the pencils on this one live a little bit longer. Okay. See? There. Set the tone. Is ready to go. My last few paintings that I've done recently haven't been in this style, like with the real thick black lines. Well, I mean, like I said, so these two have, like, right? So like this one, I started with the heavy black lines. I'm gonna do that again, but I have a few pieces recently that haven't been that way, but I'm back in on it right now. You've been diagnosed. Go parent. Go parents. Hey, Sammy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You can get goosebumps from the library. Badump chink. Thank you for that, Sammy. Go parent to your lovely kids, Canuck. Yeah, and hey Maggie, the dog. Thanks for hanging out, Mags. Where did my brush go? Alright. Let's go back on this black. So I have, like I said, I have plans for most of this. This one I don't think is going to end up staying the same way. Getting pretty aggressive with this black. I'm not always as aggressive with it, but like I said, this has been a long time coming, so I'm gonna drop the black on here. I used to paint oil paintings, and rather large oil paintings, but it's very difficult to do in the city safely with proper ventilation and stuff, and also with 2 kids kicking around. So I don't have a studio space right now, and so I moved into the smaller pieces like this, which frankly I kind of love. I dig. and also digital pieces on my iPad, which I realize I can actually stream off of that too, which might be kind of cool. I should try that sometime. Oh yeah, see, you gotta be quick when Sammy's around. You gotta be real quick. Kid doesn't miss much. Oh man, he even capitalized it for you guys. Come on, come on. He even capitalized it. All right, I need to find a more different special blue here. Here we go. I love this blue. This blue makes me happy. So you see, this is a really awkward area right here. You see how awkward that is? The rest of the composition is actually really quite nice, but this is real awkward, real strange. It's weird. So we'll fix it up, but we'll do that. We'll do that later. Now, build up this texture, build up the color. I mean, underpainting is like the funnest thing because you don't have to care. Just throw color down. Doesn't matter if it smooths around, if you mess up. It's easy. It's easy to fix. It's easy to just play around. You don't have to care. I mean, technically, you don't really have to anyway. Whenever you do an art or whenever you do anything, you don't have to care. You don't have to worry. Just do your thing, and it all comes together. More life lessons, I'm telling you. It's not hard to get life lessons from art. So we're gonna cut this section here with a completely different color. Like I said, friends, I got plans. I got plans. Even in small scale, I like to make sure that there's layers and there's little subtle changes here. So like, I'll go over this black a few more times so the black is really pronounced. Obviously go over the, like, whether this stays blue or not, that's a whole different story. Who knows what's gonna happen there. The finished products oftentimes have a lot of have graphite or pencil on them. Sometimes use charcoal, other different things like that to really mix up what's going on here. And then sometimes you just got to go into these areas here and just clean off your brush, right? This is where my one son called my paintings graffiti, which just made me feel super cool. I'm like, dude, this isn't graffiti. He's like, sure it is. It's like graffiti with paint. It's like, all right. You want to say that, Mateus? You can say that. I will let you say that and make me feel cooler than I actually am. Cool. You know, whenever your kids can make you feel cool, it's a really good thing. Another question I get quite a bit is I don't tend to mix colors very often. There's a few reasons for that. I like the boldness with acrylics anyway. I really want to get the maximum color density that like the vibrancy of the paint. Whenever you mix, it tends to dull it a little bit. And with acrylic, I don't like that. So I like to go just straight from the tube. You know, they'll mix up. They'll get messed up here on the paper, on the canvas. But in terms of actually mixing it, I don't do much of it. It's just not what I do. When I'm painting with oil paints, though, I mix all the time. And I even make my own. I've even made my own paints where I get pigments and then make my own mix with different oils. mediums, which is awesome. That's a really cool feeling to know that you've made the color that you're using. Um, kind of kind of gives you a deeper connection to all of it, which is really really cool. But yeah, so with acrylic though, I tend to just kind of go straight from the tube, preserve some of that color, and then mix it up like this, mix it and mess it up. So here, like, I want to get as much kind of stuff started here as I can on this side. And like I said, these underpaintings, they they take on a life of their own. Never finished, only abandoned. Woof. Yeah. That's not bad. Like, there are paintings that have taken me years to finish. That's true. Or like, not necessarily finished. I've had them on my wall, and then I've decided that I wasn't done with it, so I've gone back to it. I've taken it off of the wall and worked on it some more. So yeah, that's true. But listen, I mean, I'm not gonna be super precious about this. There are times where some of my paintings are done. Like they're, I don't want to paint on them anymore. Um, and I'll let them sit, let them relax. You can, and I have overwork a painting where it gets too much, too heavy, too kind of messed up. Um, boy, this is all right. This is kind of nice. I like the energy on this painting right here. I like this stuff. These artifacts. This kind of like stuff. I like this. I'm gonna add some more of this. Yeah, here we go. I like this a lot, actually. I mean, it's not gonna. It's gonna exist on the stream, and for you folks who are watching me do this live, but this isn't gonna exist ever again like this. So that's kind of cool, right? Um, yeah, I dig this. So I'm gonna let this one dry now. Put that knife. And the best thing about acrylics is that now, we've waited long enough for the other one to be. Oh, okay, that one I didn't mean to do. All right, let's take this, drop that there, and voila, voila. So this one, there's some wet spots on here, but mostly it's dry enough, and it's dry enough that it's worth painting on again. So now we're gonna take. Let's see, where's my red? Where is my red? It's my red. I'm gonna take this alizarin crimson and see what this does on top of my yellow here. Wait. So I'm gonna preserve a bit of this the black for now, but I don't know how much that black is gonna stay. This alizarin is really transparent, and it does some really cool things. Oh, I'm gonna have to clean this top of this off. So you can see it, like, this is one of my favorite colors ever. It starts to glow through here. The more you put, the more you work it, it really, the color, whatever's behind it, starts to just pop up and really start to glow. Just beautiful. It's really nice. So we're gonna get rid of some of the yellow, most of the yellow. I'm gonna leave some of it. You don't have to get rid of all of it, just some of it. Leave a taste in the corners. Bring it around. And you see it really dulls out the black too. I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but it starts to dull out that black where that is. So we ended up going over it again, the black to make the black pop back out. But I don't know when, right? We'll get there. We'll get there. This is all a bet. I mean, this is all a mess right here, right? Look at this. It's crazy. This is how it all begins. It doesn't really. It's like one of those things that starts to come together in waves. There's certain areas that make a lot of sense as I'm painting. You can see what's happening. Other areas that just look like kind of, lack of a better word, look like crap. It's all right. I have faith in the process, faith in my painting. One of the best things about streaming this stuff is that I get to even go back and check the process as I'm doing it. Because there are paintings that I have that I did years ago, and I have no idea how I did some of it. Like, I just don't know the process that I used to get the texture, to get the finished product the way it looked. And that's really weird to think about, right? It's my hand. I did it. I painted this. This was these hands did it. But I have no clue. I couldn't replicate that style. So now to be able to watch myself back and see myself paint again is just such a cool thing to do. Dull black. There you go. You can, anybody can use that. If you want to start a punk band and you want to name it Dull Black, go ahead. I'll do your first album cover for you. All right? Clip that. Amazing. Amazing, amazing. Let's find a good blue here. Find a good blue. I think not primary. We did the primary. I need to mix this blue up. Here we go. We're going back to this blue. The other thing that I do quite often, and I think a lot of people who are here will know this, is I will, like, these paintings end up being kind of in pairs a lot of times. So there's a lot of similarities and they flow back and forth. So it's almost like they're connected. You know, a bit of style, a bit of the way that I'm feeling at the time, all that stuff. Which is pretty cool because, you know, like you see just a different take on different, but similar style or similar. I mean, it's all me, so the styles are usually similar, obviously, but they might feel a bit different, but they're done at the same time, which is pretty cool. Excuse me. And it helps me be ridiculously self-indulgent, which all this actually is. So like I said, I'll cut back the black a little bit more on this part. I don't know how much this black is gonna exist as I keep going. I want to make this blue a little bit richer. Not cover it all, but just make it a little bit more interesting. It's interesting, like you can see a lot of the brush strokes way more on the camera than you can in real life, which is really weird. This painting's crazy. Like all these lines. That's all too much. We're gonna cut back a ton of that. We'll start right now. Ready? Get rid of some of this black here. There we go. Not all that needs to be there. Not all that needs to be there. Some of it can. Some of it can stay. But not all of it. There we go. See? Start to cut it away. Indeed. Indeed. Now, see, now this is getting interesting down here already. I'll tell you a little secret. Most of this will be covered up. Most of this will be covered up real soon. And this blue might be deep enough now to already start the cover up. The cover. Which will inevitably happen. Again, now we let this sit for a little bit longer. And we can jump over to this one again. This painting makes me smile right here. Yeah, I think you're right, Andre. Yeah, also the refraction of the light. Like I've got a light here, a light there, like a light up, a light this way, a light that way. There's all sorts of lights hitting it, so you see the edges as it goes, right? Like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't have too many filters. I try to make it as straight as possible, but I'm really loving. I just want to kind of sit on this underpainting for a little bit. This is really nice. I really dig it. That makes me so happy. But we're gonna go in to my favorite color without a single word of a lie. So white. It's got all the colors. There's so many different versions, so many different options when it comes to white. This is not some kind of race theory. This is simply color. It starts to do amazing things. And now is when we start to see what happens with these layers. And the painting automatically, like, it's crazy how fast it starts to come together. And you can kind of see what I was getting at the entire time. There we go. See? It helps to get a little bit dirty. It's not pure. Even with the white, it starts to push back. I pull it forward. The background comes out. The white pushes it back. It's this constant push and pull between the background and the foreground, and the white, it's kind of levels it all out. If I were to say that if I have one style, it's this. The way that I use white. It's kind of that's kind of my signature thing. If I were to ever claim to have a kind of style. I don't know many people who use white the way I paint with white. And the textures I create are so exciting to me. Like already this picture is coming together like fast. And sometimes that's really good. And sometimes that's a little bit scary because then I get kind of locked in. But I mean, not locked in. It's just it's kind of, you know, it's one set a little bit. We got there. We got to a composition really early, and I'm gonna ride that out. But the energy of this thing is crazy. Already it starts to feel really good with the way this is all coming together. It's all happening. It's all happening. So, Sammy, the other day I was dropping these random references as I tend to do, and you are one of the people who would understand majority of my references. No one else does. But I have faith that you would know most of them. You know, random Simpsons references, pop culture references from movies. Got to be gray hair, or at least been around a little bit longer than some of these fine folks to get some of my references. Whether your hair is gray or not, that's a different story. So you notice I kind of attacking the background like I did before, like when I added the background colors, like the underpainting. I'm doing the same thing with the white. I'm going right at it. I'm not being very gentle. I'm not being very delicate. I'm just kind of attacking at it. So it adds to the rest of the layers just the same and keeps that energy up, even though it is just I'm pushing away a lot of that color. Nitro, what up, my friend? Thank you so much. 12 months in a row. Holy cow, Nitro. Cannot tell you how much I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much, Nitro. How are you doing? And welcome. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. My appreciation can knows no bounds. My goodness. I am honored and humbled, my friend. Honored and humbled. Old but still cool. Yeah, I mean, age has very little to do with being cool. I've met some young people who are specifically not cool, like really not cool. There's loads of old people who are cool. Oh, Eggie's bringing the cheese. I take that cheese to be a good thing, Eggie. The smiley stinky cheese, love it, love it. I like being cheesy. Oh, that changed everything a lot. Cutting that out. Ooh, look at that. Some water. There we go. There we go. That's what I need to see here. So you can do a lot with even that, just that brush stroke there adds the energy back into that whole section. Give it a little bit more texture and then away you go. Dang, this picture. See, like this is one of those where I'm doing it. I can see myself. My hands are doing this, but I'm appreciating the process as I go. And this kind of graffiti-ish style for this one is I'm actually really into right now, which is fantastic. So yeah, so it's not so much procrastination. It's that I honestly have a hard time getting myself up to doing it, like getting myself ready to do the work. I guess maybe that's procrastination. Um, I want to paint, but I don't have the like capacity to do it. I want to be able to go at it with energy. I wanted to go at it with a positive mindset and a positive mindset or whatever, and be happy doing it. Um, but then high energy like this, it totally influences my mood. Like I'm so much more hyped now than even when I started because of this. And it's the weirdest thing because I'm doing it to myself. So this painting could have been somber. I could have maybe thought it was a bit chill or quiet or calm or whatever. And that would have, I don't know if that would have made me calm or if my excitement at painting it, at the way this is going, puts the energy back into the painting, which then I get back. It's like a really reciprocal thing. Um, oh, yeah, Eggy, but that's okay. If that works for you, then that's great. I Yeah, I don't know. For me anyway, I have a really hard time um separating my mood from my painting. If ever I get into a situation where I feel like I'm going through the motions, or I have to put a layer down, I have to do this, I have to put blue here, I have to put, then I have a really tough time. I have a tough time motivating myself. I have a tough time being excited about doing that. Um, but again, that's just me, and that's just the way that I approach my art. Um, I don't. There's no right or wrong situation to that. It's just how it works for you when you create, right? I tend to be a pretty extroverted and emotional person, which then becomes a bit, again, a bit contradictory um to painting, which is oftentimes, except for when I'm streaming like this, is oftentimes a very solitary experience. Yeah, the flow states are completely different. You're exactly right, Nitro. Exactly. And if ever anybody tells you that your flow state is wrong or that you shouldn't do something a certain way, they're stupid. Especially this kind of creative stuff, right? Especially this kind of stuff. Let's go ahead and go back in on this blue here. I got this King's blue. I like this blue a lot. I like this blue a whole lot. Does some weird things. Heads up for the weirdness. Yeah, look at that weirdness. It's like the texture of this blue is super oily, almost greasy. Greasy. Um, which really changes the way that it gets put down over top of this other painting. Or this other paint, sorry, not this other paint. And it really changes the texture. So you can see here, like that, it's not as scraggly or crackly as the white. It's just a lot more smooth, and it's harder to get that with this specific blue. But I'm still treating this is still underpainting stage for sure. I'm still building up the texture, still building up the color. Chris Moore, yes, we have talked about that. Thank you for posting that again. Everybody, check that link out. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. Yeah, it I don't know. It's all just amazing, right? Like, um, and then again, like I can, drop it down here. So, like, I do get into patterns with these pictures, with my paintings, where it does get to be like there's some bit of repetition and some bit of familiarity, but it's never the same. I mean, I don't think it's the same. Um, A lot of people tend to think it's the same, which is fine, but I don't. It's like when I put white on white on white. It's like, oh, it's just white. Well, no, it's not just white. It's very rarely just white. White does crazy things when you put different whites on top of different things. Azo yellow medium, yes sir. I don't mind if I do. How are we doing for time here? Oh my goodness. It's been an hour, my friends. I was planning on painting for an hour, and then we were gonna raid some pirates. But if it's all right with you folks, I think I'm gonna paint for a little while longer. I apologize to the pirates in chat, and I will join you shortly. But this picture is coming along in really fun ways, so I'm gonna stay at it for a bit. You'll allow it. Thank you, Blargo. I appreciate that. But all this means is that I gotta do this again, and soon. Real soon. I can't wait a whole nother month or 3 months or whatever it's been since I painted last. Oof, this one. All right, guys. Oh my. I have all sorts of warm and fuzzies about this picture right here. Let's let this one sit though. What a cool. I'm really happy to stop in this state as it is. Wow. All right. Well, let's let this one dry. Whew. You approve this message. Only painting. Well, I mean, okay. I do appreciate that too. It is definitely something I should commit myself to more. Because I feel really good right now. And I thank you guys for that too. You guys are feeding into this energy in a huge way. Absolutely massive. And we're gonna wreck this one right up. You folks ready? Well, this is such a gross color. I can't do it yet. I can't do it yet. Not yet. Not yet. I don't want to do that yet. You dig the greasy blue? Oh. Okay. You are correct. Klein blue? Okay, that's next level artistic. Like that's when you can really, that's some swagger there. When you get colors named after you, then you're in good shape. Klein blue, man. Oof. I don't know if it was named after him. Klein, the artist. I'm just gonna say it is, because that's really cool if it was. You should know those things. I'm gonna assume it is. Oh yeah, and that last automatic message is true. If you go to my website and there's something that you like, let me know. If you are here in the chat right now, I want you to, like, I always want my art on people's walls. So if you see something you like, feel free, please let me know. Please. Do not be shy. And here we have the Greasy Blue's cousin, the Greasy Red. The Stallo Red. No, Pyrol Red. This is a really really cool red. It's so dull, so flat. Oh, incredible. So we're just cut back on a lot of this stuff here. This red's gonna be the action on this side of this picture. The rest of this is going to get real chilled out, real push on that cold feeling. And you'll probably notice like I'm actually like applying the paint in different manners as well. Not only because of the type of painting, the type of paint. Sorry, jeez, what's happening in my mouth? The type of paint it is, because this red is just different. But also what what I want to have happen on this side of the picture versus that other one. Um, it matters. It really does how the paint is applied. And it's not that this one won't have a similar energy to it. It's just different. But see, you can even tell, like even like some of the spots here where the other red that I put for down there before, the alizarin crimson, it still pokes its way through. So even this red that's flattening it right out, the alizarin crimson comes through and changes the texture of it on top, which is so awesome. So awesome. I'm gonna leave a little bit of that yellow poking through. Can't get rid of all that yellow. Right? Right? So like I said, for those of you who are, this is the first time you've been hanging out on a stream like this, see, it's all gets built up, it gets torn down, it gets built up, it gets torn down. It's all textures and depth. The depth is real. Well, I try to make it real anyway. Oh yeah. I'm gonna have to clean this cabinet though. I'm getting paint all over it. I'm sorry, McPhee's and Butlers who own this house. I will clean this up. Don't worry. I will clean this up. Alright, we're gonna throw on that's zinc. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna start with zinc white on this one. We're gonna start with zinc white over here. I want it to be. There we go. There we go. This might be too thin. We're gonna give it a shot here. Let's start cutting this blue back. Zinc white should be pretty transparent here. So let this blue kind of, yeah, there we go. This is gonna do all sorts of cool things for this texture on this side. Plus, I got some red on this brush, just making it nice and purpley pink. Plus, this brush was really wet. Probably should have dried that off. Look at that color. That's good. Oh. Oh, yes. Oh. That is a wonderful feeling. To have paint on your hands. It's been too long. It's been too long. Right? Isn't that cool? Yeah. Yes. Yes. This white is doing the business here. It's like kind of ghosty. really highlighting the texture underneath. Really cool ways. I love it. Love it. Yeah, so this, I mean, it's okay. Let's notice, right? If you compare this picture with the other one, and also the way that I'm talking about it, this is not as exciting. This is not as energetic. This is far more somber, far more heavy, far more dense than that other thing, right? So there you go, Sammy. That is, I didn't even notice it until I sat back and thought about that for that 1 second right there. This is the personification of exactly what you were talking about. So I give and get from the paintings as I paint on them, which is ridiculous. It's like that's crazy. But clearly it's the truth because I'm far more somber about this picture than I was about that one. Oh, Nitro, dude. Thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad that you're feeling that way from this. That just made my night, man. You just made my night. Yeah, this whole thing's crazy now. Oof. So the zinc white, far more transparent than the titanium white I was using on the other one. It's also, yeah, it's just more viscous, so it slides on top. I mean, again, it's that greasiness again, but it really changes the way that the color underneath really shows up. When you start to layer it, you go a bit thicker on it. That's really nice texture, really nice feel to this underpainting right here. Ooh, that's spooky. Super ethereal here. Let that sit right that. I want this to dry in this kind of manner so that when I paint back on top of it, I can save some of this wispiness. So if I go back onto on top of it with a more solid white or a more solid color, I can pick and choose what of this keeps coming back, like around the whites, around the edges. Really showcase this kind of translucency. I think that'd be really cool. Well, hell's bells. Man, why do I even have to talk? You guys have got it all nailed down. My friends, you guys. It's incredible. That's incredible, Sammy. Yeah, you're exactly right. Exactly. I feel super privileged that you guys feel this way. You guys you guys can speak about my art anytime. So now I think I'm gonna let this one chill. This one feels like it's in a good spot too. Needs to dry out, needs to settle. I can sit with it for a little bit. And then we got this bad boy, this one. Coming together. It's like a this is like there's some depth in this one that this one just doesn't have right now. This one's a party. So this one's like this one's a good time right here, like a little kid happening right here. I dig it. Um, so I think that's gonna be it for tonight, my friends. This has been phenomenal. Um, I'm glad the setup works. The lighting seems to be pretty good. I can't even thank you all enough for hanging out. Um, so good. It's so good to be here, not on a pirate ship or a video game, but to be able to share paintings with you guys. Um, yeah, it's super special. I love it. I love it. Uh, I won't. I won't be long. The setup is going to work out really nicely. That wasn't the issue. It wasn't about setting up. It's just now that I have a space to paint, I can do it, which is kind of cool. So no excuse. Plus, you know, my house renovation is going better than it was for the past few months. We're gonna be back in our house hopefully in December sometime, which is super exciting. And things are good. Things are getting good. I mean, you know, COVID stuff aside, it's getting better. We're getting there. So that helps too. Um, and my friends, thank you for hanging out tonight. This has been amazing. Um, yeah, Sammy, thank you for dropping in, man. It's been a long time. We'll have to find some time to hang out, man. Soon. All right. Nitro, thank you for the 12 months. 12 months, my friend. My goodness. Absolutely bonkers. Just incredible. And yeah, I'm gonna find a good place to raid. We'll jump over. We'll throw some love somewhere. Maybe different though. May not be painting. I don't like a lot of the painters who stream. Um, let's find a friend. We'll find a friend to throw our love to. So when we do that, um, give them the old hello and whoop whoop and away we go. So thank you, friends. I appreciate all this so much. And we will talk soon, and I will paint again soon. So let's reach to my mouse real quick here. Um, thank you, and yeah, peace out. We'll talk soon.
Awesome. Awesome.
Did you like it?
awesome,
Did you
awesome.
like it? It did the thing. My camera's all messed up because I had a video call the other day. Had to move it. There we go. Can't leave Scrat out of this. Scrat Hoss over here. Yes,
Hey,
there
if
is.
someone
Right?
want to grab one bucket from downstairs.
Okay, I'm on my way.
Come on aboard. Metric dumb. It's still hanging out. I'll ask you an invite right now.